Hello and welcome to this audio commentary for Robert Breer's 1961 film, Blazes. I'm Stephen Broomer of Art and Trash. Robert Breer is an essential figure in the evolution of experimental animation, and the pivotal work that he developed in the transit between the 1950s and 1960s did a great deal to establish the approach that would dominate his mature era. Breer once described his work as a search for new forms of continuity, and while many watching Blazes today may be inclined to declare it discontinuous, it is an ideal example of Breer's project, for it demonstrates the resilience of the eye in its search for linkages between shifting visions. The rhythm and speed of Blazes is a reminder of the vast distance between the plastic experience of cinema and the stable experience of everyday perception. But more than that, such a test played upon the eye and the mind strains the limits of their cooperation, and in doing so, opens vision. In Blazes, we are presented with 100 index cards on which are painted images that bear lines and shapes and dot patterns, strokes that might even be said to resemble symbols and lettering. Passing through them is an array of colors belonging to both the cards and the brush strokes that decorate them, in other words, foreground and background. With foreground and background ceaselessly shifting in color and scale and legibility, the image becomes a pyre, a blazing trail on the senses. Breer described his process as if he had disassembled the film strip. Those cards are frames, and so I'm playing with a piece of film, really. I'm editing with individual frames. But don't mistake his description to suggest that he had conceived of a strict chronology from 1 to 100 that mirrors the film strip's linear continuity, which contains roughly 4,000 images in the course of 3.5 minutes. Rather, Breer shuffles and reorganizes the cards. His rhythms stagger and the cards become a network of motifs. Each card may appear as many as 40 times, held for varying lengths of time, and in different orientations and scales. At times the camera even zooms in on them, and it's as if our eyes are plummeting into image. This is not the perpetual discontinuity of a rapidly flickering image, but a controlled rhythm in planned pulses with repeating imagery that is at times prolonged over multiple frames, or suddenly set reeling in rapid, single-frame revelations. To what end does Breer do this? To assert pattern, to open his index cards up to the possible associations that will come by the sequence in which he places them. To set vision ablaze by such an interweaving of image is to create another direction for continuity, one that promises new, non-objective dimensions of montage.